Step 10. We continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. That's a good one.
This step is the first of what we can call the maintenance steps.
You turn the corner.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was going to say. 1 through 9
Yeah.
is like dealing with the past.
Right.
And this one is turning the corner of what's ahead of you, right?
Now that you have unloaded a lot of what you've been carrying around, we need a daily program to make sure we don't just start piling stuff right back on again.
That's a good way to put it. We've cleared out the back with
Right.
all the luggage.
Right.
And now we need to be fast and
we want to make
forward.
sure that we don't continue to live a lifestyle that puts us at odds with everyone around us.
Well, and I think if we did the first 9 correctly, we were able to identify ourselves and where we can go wrong and do all this. And now I look at it like 10 is that we take responsibility daily.
Yes.
Now it's not we looked at the last 5 years. We're looking at today. And
That's
we're
right.
dealing with today. And we can deal with stuff on the spot immediately when it happens.
The purpose of the 12 steps is of course being abstinent from drugs and alcohol, but
Yes.
that's just the kind of tip of the iceberg. What it really is about is a radical change of attitude and thinking and behavior and yourself. So we all the way down to a brand new identity. We try to find a new identity as a person in recovery, as in a relationship with God, in new relationships with other people. Then we do a fact finding, like trying to figure out who I am in this new identity. And now we're taking that and applying it to day-to-day living, just like you said.
Yeah.
And it's good.
It is. It's all. I think in the big book, there's 4 things that it talks about in this kind of area about trying to be aware daily of. And I think there's a 5th one too. I was kind of doing a little research and people were talking about this, but it's to be immediately aware of when you're being dishonest.
Yes.
Okay. Selfish. When you have resentment. And when you're scared.
Yep.
When you have fear.
That's exactly right.
And another one that a lot of people were talking about is that self-pity is in there as well. And going back in the first 1 through 9, we identified a lot of those areas in our lives and how we dealt with things in those ways. And now when it happens, I think as we're moving forward, we can identify those daily, and we've got to get those out. We have to use our tools that we've just learned. We have to ask God to remove those immediately. We have to tell somebody about that. We have to write it down. We have to get it out of us immediately and deal with it immediately so that we don't go back to our old way of doing stuff.
Yeah, and going back to our old way, unfortunately for a lot of recovering addicts, going back to our old ways means relapse.
Yes.
Certain relapse, which for some of us can mean certain death. So this is stuff that we really need to hang on to and create a daily discipline around.
Yes.
Some people do this formally. There's actually some cool apps on your phone that will do a step 10. It will ask you a quick question. Have you been dishonest today? Yes or no? If you tap yes,
that's
then
really
you can
good.
put a little sentence. How were you dishonest? Is there something you need to do right now?
It's like a scorecard.
It is.
That's awesome.
And I like. Do I do it? No, I don't do it.
Yeah.
This is stuff.
I'm glad you were honest about that.
This is an ideal that we can always start if we fall back on, but it's a tool that we have that we really need to integrate into our daily life.
It is. Aren't these things amazing?
Yeah,
they can even help us in recovery.
They
it's
can.
Pretty sweet.
They can help us and kill us in recovery.
Yeah. Because we can get addicted to those.
Yeah.
Right?
Or you can watch the 14th step and get super recovery.
You can get that on YouTube on your phone.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. We offer no guarantees.
No, we don't.
But step 10 is it's almost like a new beginning. Turning the corner, I guess, is a good metaphor, because we're done with all that stuff. We're starting new. It's a mulligan. That's what they say in golf.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
It's a do-over.
Yeah.
Mulligan. What else would it be?
And it's if we get frustrated in our recovery, this step is also a do-over and a blank page, no matter where you're at.
Exactly.
It can always be a do-over. We don't have to get down in despair and self-pity and down in that pit. There's always a way to do it over and to start it over again.
Well, and that's what's so good about doing those little refreshers is you can just keep refreshing every day and not having to go back and dig it. You know, you can, once you get into a point of working the steps, I think when you get in, I guess maintenance mode might be the right word.
Mode.
When you're in maintenance mode, you can, it's just a little tune up here and there. It's not you're not restoring
That's
an
right.
old 50s
That's
whatever,
right.
which
That's right.
is what we were.
That's right.
So anyway, step 10 is awesome. I can't wait to get into the step 11 and 12 because there's a little more I want to talk about how that applies to a lot more than just recovery.
Yes,
so
sir.
we'll get into that.
Stick around.
That's right.